let's get into another hot topic that's going on right now. Dipset is beefing again. Again, Cameron versus Jim Jones. Jim Jones versus Cameron. Have y'all been seeing what's going on? Man, it is 2025, bro. 2025. How many times are we going to see the diplomats have inner turmoil with each other? How many times are we going to see the diplomats, Dipset, have inner turmoil with each other? I'm tired of it. So, in case you've been hiding under a rock, this all started with Jim Jones. Jim Jones appeared on Justin LeBoy. I always call him Justin LA Boy, Justin LeBoy's podcast, and he had some things to say about Cameron and Mace because Justin LeBoy gave a decent. And I didn't watch the whole interview, but Justin LeBoy was pretty much asking him what he thought about Mace and Cam reconnecting and stuff. Now, I'm a big Dipset fan. Big Dipset fan. I bought Joel Santana CDs, Jim Jones CDs, Cameron, Hell Rail, J.R. Ryder, 40 Cal. Man, I'm a big Dipset fan. So I'm saying all of this out of love. So anybody that's going to take a clip of this and do whatever with it, you just do that. But I'm letting Cam and Dipset and Jim Jones know that I'm a big fan. All right. So the thing is, man, Jim Jones, I knew that he doesn't like Mace. Jim Jones has been the Dipset muscle, the foot soldier that's going to put hands on somebody, and whoever Cam had a beef with, Jim Jones had a beef with. So we know that Cam and Mace didn't see eye to eye. They were beefing, and they just got back cool a couple of years ago after Mace appeared on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, and he was talking about one of the regrets that he had was that him and Cam got into it. Shortly after that, him and Cam got cool again, and then boom, we got It Is What It Is podcast, which is beautiful to see. Because when I was growing up, by the time Mace made it, it seems like that's when him and Cam weren't really connected like that. So I wasn't there for Murder Mace. I wasn't there for Killer Cam. I was there when Cam made Horse and Carriage and stuff, but Mace, they say he started acting funny and stuff. So the industry, the mainstream industry hasn't seen Cam and Mace be on this level that they're at. It's like Mace did get Cam the deal with and Entertainment. And then after that, Mace took off, and then he ended up being a preacher, came back, all that. So we know that they've been beefing. But anyway, Jim Jones pretty much was just like, shout out to him, but niggas know how I am. Niggas know how I get down. I know stuff about people, blah, 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 blah. And I ain't going to play everything because I don't want to get a copyright strike from Justin LA Boy or Justin LeBoy, right? But Jim Jones had that stuff to say, and Cam posted a picture because him and Mace were on vacation, I guess, from the New Year's and all this other stuff. So, boy, did Cam have something to say to Jim Jones. Now, it hurt as a Dipset fan because this isn't the first time Cam and Mace haven't seen, Cam and Jim Jones haven't seen eye to eye. Hell, Cam and Mace, they were beefing for 20 years before they got it right. But we've seen so many Dipset reunions and all this other stuff, but it hurt my heart to hear Cam play Jim Jones like this. Jim Jones did say some things that I knew Cam is petty and was going to say something back. But let's hear what Cam actually said about Jim Jones. Now, like I said, it's a lot, but this is fair use, by the way, fair use. I ain't gonna play every single thing, but let's listen in on this.
Didn't know where to stay. You act like niggas on your couch. You was a fan, nigga. You begged us. You are a fan, nigga. A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL.
It hurt to hear him say that he's a fan. He's a fan. Okay, all right.
Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpsons, I'm on 142nd Cross Square. D. Ferg on number 8th Avenue.
This is fair use, by the way, Cameron. Go check out It Is What It Is podcast. This is fair use, just reporting the news.
I don't see you around none of this. Shout out to my nigga, what's the nigga Final Four Billy and them? You're not from none of that. So you can sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem shit and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you got to keep saying, I'm from Harlem? Niggas from Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem. So that's first and foremost. All this, niggas was on your account. You were fanned out and you begged niggas to come to your house.
He's saying that he begged them to come to the house. Oh, God. Okay.
After you heard all these mixtapes. That's how you got in, nigga. You was so cool. And we was like, yo, Jomo's a nice guy. Mace like, yo, I think I'll teach him how to rap. Mace actually taught you how to rap.
And look at Mace. Mace over there. The camera's on Mace. He got the Regal Cinema popcorn. Where did he get that from? I don't know. They not at the movies. But Mace, you know, him and Jim Jones have had some encounters and stuff. But Mace just got that popcorn, just letting it go.
Literally. He taught you how to rap.
Okay. And they played like clips of Jim Jones.
Mace actually showed me. He was the first person to show me how to rap.
Okay, yeah, he got different interviews. That's common knowledge. We know this. All right,
man, nigga, you ain't make none of this up. You was a fan. I put you down because you had a free crib and you was a nice guy. That's how you got down originally.
All right. So this is the thing, man. I don't like the fact that Cam is trying to play Jim. That he's just this fan. He's not from Harlem. I'm confused about this. Now Jimmy ain't from Harlem. Jimmy had a album called Harlem. Jim got a song right now called Harlem. And y'all were repping Harlem, got tattoos of Harlem. And I love Dipset. But now all of a sudden, he ain't from Harlem. His grandma just had a crib there. But I think if he was around and y'all spent time together, and his grandma's crib was there, so he's from the Bronx. That's what they say. He's from the Bronx. He ain't from Harlem. Now he ain't from Harlem. You know what it is, man. I think the problem with Cam, Jim Jones, Mace, Dame Dash, Harlem niggas. They Harlem niggas. If you've noticed, all of them have had gripes and complaints with each other for 20 plus years. Cam and Dame haven't seen eye to eye. Jim Jones and Dame don't like each other. Mace and Cam have beef. I think it's because of where they're from. Harlem are a bunch of flashy dudes. And I'm saying this out of like, I love Cameron, I love Mace, love Dipset, everybody. But what I've seen is that people like Dame and Cam, their egos are so big, they're so flashy that they can't coexist with people for long periods of time. That's what I've noticed. It's like Harlem are like these arrogant, flashy, sedity, diva-like men. Now they hustlers. They go and they get the money. And I'm saying this all due respect. I love y'all. But there's a reason why Dipset couldn't last that long. Because what happened? Jimmy started getting up. Cam started fading away. To this day, they can't even tell you what happened. Now, I think that on both sides, they did stuff that was messed up, right? Jim Jones was dead wrong for going on 50 Cent's show back in like 07, 06, 07 when Jimmy was up. Cameron and 50 were beefing at the time. And Jim Jones decided to take his ass on stage just because he was out with We Fly High. He had all the success. And him and Santana, in the midst of them beefing with each other, 50 and Cameron, his soldiers went over there. And you remember shortly after that, that's when Joel Santana's career started going in the tank because Cameron sold his contract to Def Jam, $2 million. Y'all remember that? Santana hadn't put out an album since then. But they've been able to manage and get back together. You know, they got the last time they were together was for that Locks versus battle, which they got slaughtered in, right? But Dipset, they can't coexist. Now, Jimmy and Freaky, the only ones who can do it, like Freaky is going to be around everybody. Freaky's around Jimmy, he's around Cam, and Joel's can play both sides. But them Harlem dudes, man, I think it's something about them. And again, in the root of all this, because I forgot, I left this out. 50 Cent was on Cameron's show because Cameron has Talking with Flea. That's another branch of his podcast, right? And he just brought it up. He said, man, you know, and he's laughing about it. How were you able to get Jim Jones and Santana, people that were a part of my squad on my label? How were you able to get them to come on stage with you at that time? And 50 was like, well, I knew basically with, you know, lack of better words, excuse me, Jimmy, his head was big at the time. And he knew that he could manipulate him and say, hey, man, you know you better than Cam, right? And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he knew 50 knew. See, 50 is a master manipulator. He knew to get into Jim Jones' head and say, hey, man, well, we like you more than Cam anyway. So Jim Jones like, well, I'm up then. Okay, bet. So that's where, when he talked about it, that's when Jim Jones responded to it on Justin LeBoy's podcast, and all hell broke loose. Now Cameron's going at him again. And this isn't the first time, ladies and gentlemen. The first time that they spoke out about it publicly, because at first when they were beefing with each other, it wasn't a public thing. The last time was when Jim Jones had his ass crying on the radio. Who was he talking to? Was it Funkmaster Flex? I want to say Angie Martinez. It was somebody like that. This happened like probably like 6 years ago or something like that. And he was crying, talking about some, he put it all on the line for Dipset and all this other stuff. And Cam didn't really appreciate him. And then Cam responded, but luckily they got past that. Now I can understand on Jim Jones' side, he went to bat because Mace and Cam were at war with each other, right? I can understand him going so hard for it just to see them kiss and hug on stage. And he's like, man, what? And distancing himself. But man, we tired of it. Get over it, man. Y'all are damn near 50. Y'all about to be 50, I want to say. And it just makes both of y'all look bad. It makes the Dipset camp look terrible because it shows that y'all really ain't really loyal. I saw a meme today that said that Dipset was just a bunch of co-workers that didn't like each other secretly. And it's bad, man. It's bad. Y'all have no unity, but y'all are icons. I love Dipset. But man, it's 2025, bro. Y'all are damn near 50. We ain't trying to see y'all beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand, but I think that on both sides, they look bad. Cam trying to downplay Jim Jones, like Jim Jones really wasn't that guy for Dipset. You were just a fan and all this other stuff. Y'all had camaraderie. Y'all had a brotherhood. I don't know y'all personally, but y'all had respect for each other. But it's like, when you don't see eye to eye, and I think it's because you got cool with Mace, y'all got y'all millions doing y'all podcast, y'all should be able to just coexist. But I think that they have a diva type of mentality, man. That's what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if Cam and Mace get into it in the future. We never know. I hope not. It's been beautiful to see that, but nobody wants to see this, man. We don't want to hear no. And also, let's see some responses, okay? Jim Jones had actually responded with a song. And I'm not going to play the song, but I'm going to look at the lyrics on what he said. Because Jim Jones had actually said, okay, you taught me how to rap, and now I'm platinum, right? Let me see. Where are the lines? Let me see. Where he say niggas play the remind. He said the song begins as ninjas play with your name, then you remind them who you are. Stop tricking on niggas' freedom. Oh, okay, that's what Cam has said. Where did he say this? All my ninjas do they time. You know my team body. It's been 7 years since I've seen Shotty, because Cam was talking about the whole Shotty 6ix9ine stuff. It's been 7 years since I saw Melly, and now he gonna fly straight because he got our fellies. So what more you want to ask him? It was like, you niggas taught me how to rap, and now I'm platinum. Okay. Now let's see what Mace had to say about this. Okay. Mace had some stuff because he had the popcorn and everything, so he wanted to chime in and give his 2 cents on a podcast, from what I believe. And he said, I think the real issue is that everybody just jumps the gun. People talk without having the information correctly. Me being the person that I am, I can say that none of this would have happened if they would have just spoke. And my reason for eating popcorn is because I try to get y'all together and y'all don't want to talk to each other. There's nothing for me to say. So you got to understand, a person like me, it is my power to get everybody together. It is my power to at least make the attempt, but you can't make people talk. So yeah, man, now, Mace is playing that role because, Mace is a pastor and everything, but it's sad to see, and it's embarrassing to the Dipset camp, embarrassing to the brand. And I don't like to see it go down like that. I don't like how Cam is trying to downplay Jim's significance to Dipset. I don't like how Jim Jones feels and everything like that, but I love them both. I love them both and don't want to see them get into it. All right. So shout out to Dipset, man. Y'all patch that up and keep it together.